Yo, what's going on, guys? And of course, we got to do my playoff prediction preview for the Indiana Pacers versus New York Knicks. So before we start today's video, if you haven't seen this before, we'll spend 5 minutes talking about the Indiana Pacers, 5 minutes talking about the New York Knicks, and then at the end of the video, around the 10-minute marker, I'll give my prediction who I think will win in how many games and why, but I'll also say why I think the loser can still win this. So before we start this video, I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Who do you think is going to win and how many games and why? Let's get to the video. We're starting with Knicks. All right, I told you we're going to start off with the New York Knickerbockers. Isn't that how you guys say it? Either way, this team is, the Pacers are equally rolling, but I think everyone in the media is like, for the first time since Carmelo Anthony was there, rolling with the Knicks. Now, what does this team look like in the playoffs? So far, they're a team that I think in the playoffs, even though no Julius Randle, they've performed. So far, through 5 games of the playoffs, Jalen Brunson's an absolute animal, dropping 34 points a night. All right, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Deuce McBride are their 4 leading scorers, with Josh Hart dropping 17, OG 14, 13 for Miles McBride. You're getting just under 10 points a game from Dante DiVincenzo and Isaiah Hartenstein. And then you have yourself Mitchell Robinson and Preston Achiuwa, eating up the boards right there. So for me, when we looked at that, obviously, these are the stats after 5 games. They've played 6 games in the first round. So once those stats are updated, so Bojan Bogdanovic is gone. From what I understand, is that wrist injury is out for this. He's done for the season. So if that's the case, they went with a 7-man rotation of Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride off the bench. I don't know who. I guess Al Burks is still on this team, and he'll fill up those minutes Bojan was playing. It's not like Bojan was doing anything. He just gave him some extra offensive firepower whenever the offense would stagger. But Tom Thibodeau is playing his 7 best dudes. Mitchell Robinson comes in for Hartenstein whenever Hartenstein needs a breather, and Deuce McBride takes turns giving OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart minutes to breathe. So when we look at this matchup, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam versus Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Mitchell Robinson. I want to give the benefit of the doubt to the Pacers that, I think that, the Pacers are going to be able to pull Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein out in the perimeter with Turner and Pascal. And I think that's kind of where we get scared. But then you have, the wing situation for the Pacers. And I know the Pacers right now, they've been rocking at the wing during the playoffs. It's not really a big issue, but it's Pascal Siakam, Aaron Nesmith, Tyrese Haliburton, Andrew Nembhard, and Miles Turner. I think OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Deuce McBride versus Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard, and Tyrese Haliburton. I just think there's more defense on the Knicks side. And I know the Pacers are pulling offense, but the Knicks are such a good defense that, man, if they can and we've seen when Pacers, especially Tyrese, struggles, and when everyone starts to get in a collective shooting slump, it isn't pretty. So for me, I look at this. Knicks they're able to out-rebound them. And the one thing with the Knicks is they have Jalen Brunson, who's just giving you 30-something a night. And in playoff basketball, in games where the Knicks are going to they're going to tell Miles Turner and Tyrese Haliburton and Andrew Nembhard you can't score. The most consistent scorer in the playoffs for the Pacers has been Pascal Siakam. And I just think the Knicks are going to be able to take away their shooting and their scoring. And that's going to be very, very hard, in my opinion, for the the Pacers to overcome. I think the one thing that the Knicks are going to get scared is maybe being exposed on the perimeter in the front court, going against the Indiana front court. But I think when it's all said and done, if this just becomes a grunt match where it's two teams just trying to inefficiently outscore one another, I'm going to take the Knicks because they have Jalen Brunson. It's hard for me to choose against them. So how do the Indiana Pacers win this? Well, the Indiana Pacers from the start are way healthier. Okay, they got way more depth. They got way more recruits to call. Like, I really look at this team, and do I have fears? Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Pascal Siakam's the number one scorer. Outside of Pascal Siakam, the rest of the team, 19 from Miles Turner. Tyrese is dropping 16. 14 from Andrew Nembhard. About 11 from Aaron Nesmith and 12 from Obi Toppin. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, these are really, really encouraging numbers, because they're not. They're not at all. I know what the Pacers have to do, first off, is outrun, wear down, and force the Knicks to play their basketball. Push the pace, create runs, and really wear down the Knicks to the point where the Knicks are actually forced to play guys that they don't like. Tom Thibodeau is going to play 7 dudes. He's going to play 5 dudes 40 minutes plus, okay? The front court, I think Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner versus Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, and Isaiah Hartenstein can be exposed. Use Pascal Miles to pull them out to the perimeter and basically kill them in space. That's going to be the overall, I think, overall plan of attack. And the other thing is like I said, the Knicks only go 7-man deep in their rotations. And again, there is nothing wrong with that strategy. That's Tom Thibodeau basketball. Nick Nurse won a championship playing 6-7 dudes. Now, what I personally believe that needs to happen here is, yes, they're playing Pascal, Miles Turner, Tyrese, Andrew Nembhard, Obi Toppin, Aaron Nesmith, which is right there 6-man. Then they throw in TJ, who's another 7-man rotation, even though TJ is probably like the 6-man. And then you have Ben Shepherd. So Ben Shepherd's been providing a little bit of floor spacing. TJ McConnell's, the 6-man point guard, maestro, floor general, defensive player off the bench. And then Obi Toppin gives the front court guys a breather. But I look at this team, and I really like it. And the one thing that does get me scared with the Pacers, and I said this earlier, was when the game turns into a slugfest. We've seen Jalen Brunson be able to grind his team to a win in a heavyweight slugfest where it's just two, at the end of it's the 12th round, and they're just throwing haymakers at each other, not caring about the efficiency. We've seen the Knicks win like that. Have we seen the Pacers be able to do that? And can they do that with Pascal Siakam being their leading scorer? I know that Pascal Siakam is not their best scorer. It is Tyrese Haliburton. But Tyrese Haliburton still has not looked fully like himself, at least scoring-wise, since that injury. And for me, I truly enjoy watching this team play. And I think the advantage they have is their ability to get out and push in transition. They're young, athletic, full of energy, and they love to shoot three-pointers. So for them, if they can just bomb threes and just outrun the Knicks and force the Knicks to play catch up, and this is already a team that's going to be gassed, I think you're gonna drop them to their knees and they're going to be gasping for air, not knowing how to figure it out because they're just tired. And when you're tired, you start to make mistakes. And again, I think it's, again, attacking them on the perimeter, taking advantage of the lack of depth that they have, specifically in the front court. And I think that's going to be the area, a key point of emphasis that's going to be Rick Carlisle's and his coaching staff's job, to make sure that they have a plan to attack that acutely. So let's get to the predictions. Alrighty, let's do these predictions. I actually think this is going to be a 7-game series. I think this is going to be one that's going to go to a wire, because I think the advantage the Knicks have is the grit, the slugfest, and having, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride, and Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein that are all going to play defense all game. And four of those dudes, or three or four of those dudes right there, are double-digit scores. So follow that up. You additionally have Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 33 points a night, just dropping 30 bombs like they're nothing. So I think that is going to carry quite a lot of dividends in how this matchup is attacked and played. I think the Knicks are going to want to slow this game down and make it a slugfest, and just tell the opposing team to really just the Pacers, they're going to try to tell the Pacers, yeah, we know you guys are young, you're going to try to run us out the floor. Nah, we're going to slow this game down, we're going to play inside, we're going to attack the rim, we're going to take away your three-point shots, and we're going to force you guys to play our basketball game. And we're going to slow this down. We'll shoot hella threes, but you won't shoot threes. We'll beat you up inside. And Jalen Brunson is going to be our leading scorer and going to help us just attack this. So for me, I think that is a huge opportunity for them to take advantage. As I look at the situation, hey, when a team like the Knicks, their whole identity is physicality, defense, grittiness, that's the style of basketball they're going to want to play. The Pacers don't want to do that. The Pacers are going to try to take them out. They're going to try to get them out in space, expose Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein in mismatches by switching them on the perimeter and trying to just be a nuisance and cause an annoyance in their life, and in their own way force the Knicks to play their basketball game, make the Knicks hurry things up, exhaust the Knicks, who the Knicks are already playing a small rotation, and then just try to outshoot the Knicks like they've never been outshot before. So I think that's going to be the Pacers' strategy. And I think if Tyrese Haliburton was fully healthy, and if they had an off-the-bench, I think they're better. I mean, I'm not worried about their bench, but I think the better way to phrase it is, if there was another guy behind Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Haliburton that wasn't Miles Turner, like somebody off the bench, like if they had a Malik Monk or Norman Powell or somebody that legitimately can give them buckets, I would take the Pacers here. But I just think the Knicks haven't been... I mean, the Pacers have experience, but I think the Knicks, with OG, OG, Dante DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride, they're going to make Aaron Nesmith, Tyrese Haliburton, Andrew Nembhard's life, and T.J. McConnell's life's miserable. So it's hard for me to say that they could do it when I think that's going to be the case. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys expect? But that's going to be it. I think Knicks in 7, ladies and gentlemen. But I think the Pacers can still win this also in 7 if they do what I said and force and get the Knicks out their comfort zone.